Hello guys, KP Chamino here with a new video for professional fishing too. And in this video, I'm going to give you guys my beginner's guide for this game, because in this and a couple of days, the game will go in early access. So I'm going to show you guys a couple of tips and tricks that I saw after a decent amount of playtime into the playtest. So let's get started with number one. So if you start this game as a new player, I would suggest that you go right away with escape to this menu. You click here about the game and help. You click here how to play and you read everything that you see here. So there is a very nice into game tutorial with animation. It's going to show you building a fishing set, setting up a fishing net, fishing of course, how you need to do it. Then here you can see the tent is here. Then the rod stand is here, how you need to use the rod stand. Ground baiting is here, and the fishing boat is here too. So be sure that you check this out before you start the game. I'm going to show you guys now some things that you need to know on each of the maps. So first of all, we got two maps. So how can you jump between two maps? So you need to go once again escape, you go to region selection, and you will start in Masurian district. That's the first map. And then the second map is Tatteral Valley. So here you can see switch region. So the first time that you need to go to the second map, you need to pay for the license with points and with currency. I will talk about the points a little bit later in the video, but that's how you need to do it. So on every map you will find the same NPCs, but it's very important that you know what they do. So this dude is going to buy fish. So you just talk with him. You can click here, sell your fish. So he's a source of money. This lady is going to give missions. So if you talk with her, you can unlock missions. I will show it a little bit later more in detail. And then here you will find the shop owner, and here you can buy all the equipment that you will need. Welcome. So you can see it here. So you just do this and you will find all the equipment in the shop. It's just the same on the second map. How can you see it? So you just need to open your map with M, because this is not the only one. The only NPCs in the first area, so the developer added a couple of more during the playtest. So this is a starting area, and the first area is a lot bigger than the starting area. So here you can see once again a new seller and a shop. So it's over here too. Then I'm going to have a look here. You got one too. So you can see it on the icons. Here on the icons, you can see what they mean. So you got here the tent. So this is this icon. Then you got the fishing shop, that's the green one, the fish market. Then fishing spots, watchtower, bridge, and then girl with the task. So the girl with the task is the one that is going to give, of course, the missions. So be sure that you know that, and be sure that you know, for example, if you come fish here, that you know there is a seller here, that you don't go right away back to the starting area, because you will lose a lot of time. I'm going to show you guys the vehicles that you can use in this game. My guess is in the future we will get more vehicles. So we got at the moment on the first map, we got quads. So they look like this. Where are they? They are just a little bit further where you start. So you start here, just take the road a little bit further. So it's, let me have a look where it is. So there is a starting area. So it's not that far. What can you do with the quads? Because they are very important. Because in this game you need to travel a lot and the maps are very big. So don't think by yourself, okay, I want to go to this lake. I'm going to walk to that lake. Don't do that. Get a quad. Because it will take you a lot of time until you are here in this area on foot. So what do you need to do with it? So you come here, there are two things that you can do. So you just come here, you push E, and there you see there are three colors. So you can buy it, it's a lot of money, 50,000 currency, or you can rent it. Rent it, that will be for 1 hour, so you can see it here, you can get it higher. That's, by the way, 1 hour real life, not in-game. It's very cheap. It's only 50 currency. So don't overlook that if you want to explore the first area a little bit more after the first starting area. So you just buy it, you click here, and now you got the red one. So A little bit later, you can see it here. I think we are going to get a chance to buy boats too. That would be really cool. But what do you need to do now is, because this can be sometimes a little bit complicated too, you need to go to your accessory menu and you will find vehicles here. And then you just need to click on it, keep clicking, and you put it out. If you want to get it back, you do this. And now you can drive with it. So it's very straight on. You just jump on it. You push forward or you push backwards and then you stop. But it will go a lot quicker. If you want to change your camera view, you need to push F1. And then you can just do this. And this goes a lot quicker than, of course, using your foot or just walking to a certain area. Be sure that you know that. Be sure that you don't miss this. I'm going to talk now about a very important menu that you probably will use a lot, but you need to know that it's existing. So, because in the controls you will see that F2 is character and stats, but there is a lot more under F2 than they are saying here. You got the ranking system, you got the Fishpedia over there, and it's very important that you know that because you can overlook that. So what can you find in the F2 menu? You will find everything that you need to know about your character. So here at the top, this is your level. I'm 17 at the moment. This is the experience still needed for the next level. So I need to get 8,000 to go to level 18. I still need to have 2,000 experience. These are the points. I will go in detail a little bit later, and then here is the currency. So what can you do? You can do character customization. So if you want to put something else on, for example, the trousers, you can do it here. Then the statics are all here. If you want to see how much kilograms that you caught, how much fish that you got and all that stuff. Then the personal records are here too. So in this game, it's a star system. A 5-star fish is the highest rank in species that you can get. So you can look at 5-star a little bit like a unique in Fishing Planet. That's a little bit how it works. So here you can see all the catches that I got. And then it's something very important, the Fishpedia. The Fishpedia is something, if you're a starting player and you're searching for species and you want to catch a certain species, check this. So here you got a lot of info. So for example, you will see the general description, where it lives, and you can scroll this. So don't overlook this because it's possible that you don't do that. What it eats and the best baits, very important if you want to catch a fish, and then when it bites best, at what time of the day and in what weather. So be sure that you know this menu because you will use it a lot. And then here you got the ranking system, total fish weight, the best fish, then the most of unbeaten fishing spot and fish records, and then the global ranking. Don't ask me how this is calculated because I don't have a clue. I'm going to talk now about the fishing spots. So fishing spots, you will find them everywhere in the game. And fishing spots, they are a very good source to know and how to get a certain species. So you will find them on the map with the blue icons. So you can see it here. They always got a name too. And what is so good about fishing spots, that is that they always got like a leaderboard, where you can see the biggest fish caught here. But that means that you can see really easy what kind of fish is sitting here too. So you can see here, they caught a very big common bream over here. So the chance is very big, if you want to get a very big bream, that you will get it here. So that's very handy. So if you want to get a specific 5-star fish, or if you want to have a specific fish to farm points and experience and money, you can just go around. So here you can see this is Crucian area. Then you go to the next one. This is a tench area. So here they got very big tench and they got northern pike. So always remember that, run a little bit around if you want to get a specific fish. And this is a very good source with info for certain location and certain species. I'm going to show you guys now a couple of keybinds that you probably will miss, and it's going to save you a lot of trouble. So let's have a look to escape settings and then controls. So there are a couple of them. that are very important because they are simply going to save you time. So first of all, if you want to make a picture without the UI, this is always a good one. Hide the UI, so you do just this, and you will see now you can take a nice picture, because that's, I think, important for fishing games. People want to screenshot their catch, so that's number one. So it's always handy. I do it too for the thumbnails. Then the next one, let me have a look. So this is all things that are very straight on. But there is one that is very important. I need to have a look because I overlook it still now. So this one, accessories selection. This is one that I didn't know of, I think, after 10-15 hours of playing this game. So what is this going to do? It's going to do this. So what did I do at the start? And I know a lot of people will do this at the start too. So you push Control and then you get like a cursor. And then you click here. You take, for example, your rod stand out of your back and you place it like this. Don't do that. So this keybind that I just showed you guys, let me have a look where it is again, this one, is going to do this, that you can just push that key and you get right away the menu up. But this is a lot faster than always getting the cursor. So be sure that you know that which key is it at the moment. It's like the key for me under escape. It's all the way to the left. But this makes life a lot easier. So instead of doing this, click here. You can now do just this. Get, yeah, that was the wrong one. Do this. Get your fishing net out, you put it here, you click it again and it's gone. It's a lot easier to do that. Be sure that you know about this key. Then the next one, let me have a look once again to controls. So we were here. This is all very simple. Increase leader length, decrease leader length. Put it on a key that is very easy accessible because you will use it a lot. Then the sling slot, that's not so important, but one that I missed for a long time too, this one. Force maximum reel winding speed. So if you got a fish but want to do the most people, you want to, of course, reel in really fast, the fastest that you can go. There is a key for it. I didn't know that for a long time, so you, most of the time, for spin fishing, it's very important because you go, let's say, on 44 spinning. You get a fish. How can you get it really quick to maximum? I put it on shift, so now you can see it changing. So it's here. So you guys see it from 44 to 100. So that's very important, and that's that key. So put on that keybind a key that you want to use. Very important too, because it's going to save you a lot of time. Then another one that is important, you can clip in this game your equipment. So for new players to the journey, it's very important that you know that. So set, remove, reel clip. So why is that handy? So if you want to fish, for example, always at a certain location, for example, you ground bait on that location. So you always need to be, let's say, 3 meters out. What can you do on that moment? You can clip your line. So you're going to clip on your reel the line, and the moment that the line we're throwing out reaches that clip, it's going to stop. So you can always throw at the same location. It's very good with spin fishing too, because then you're never going to overcast and hit stuff around you, because in this game we don't have a marker. So you can do this. So I'm probably going to throw all the way to the other side. So now you can see I'm on the ground. That's not really what I want to have. No, I'm just in the water. That's okay. So what can you do now is you can just push X, and you will see now here, yeah, it's now going away, but where my control is, you see now that there is 22.6 meters. So now my line is always clipped at 22.6 meters. And that's very handy, because now I can throw always what I want, because it's always going to stop at 22.6 meters. So you don't need to think anymore about the power bar. You can just cast freely the entire time. Another key that is important, the C key. What is it going to do? Reset your cast. That's one that I use a lot too. So just do this and your lure is back at the location. So you can do it again. Here we go again, full throw. It will always stop at 22.6. You can do it, by the way, on everything. So don't forget about that because it's very important. I'm going to talk now about the nets because the nets are something very special. So first of all, what is a net? So you just go to the menu and you put it out, and then you need to throw manually your fish in the net. But there are a couple of things that you can do with the net that you're probably going to oversee. So you can put more than one net out, and you can use more than one net too. So you can do what I just did. Just put your rod pot here and just throw in the nets until they are full. Then you click on the arrow when it's gone. So always keep your nets. So don't start deleting your net, because in this game you can use more than one. And its capacity. More capacity. Why is that good? Because if your net is full, you need to go to the seller. You need to sell your net. But sometimes you are on locations, like for example, you're fishing, let's say here. So you're a decent amount of distance away from the seller. So it's always good that you can stay a little bit longer at one location. So remember that you can have more than one net out, and you can use more than one net at the same time. I'm going to show you guys now two things that will happen a lot of times, and how you can solve them, and a workaround. So for example, you make a setup and you think by yourself, okay, I'm casting out, but it's not working. You are pushing right mouse button, but it's not doing anything. What does that mean? That there is something missing on your setup. So I'm sure that it will happen. For example, I don't have now at the moment a feeder cage. So this is red. So always have a look at the top. So if I do now this, and now I can throw in. So remember that. Don't think by yourself, okay, fuck, I got a bug or something. No, most of the time you're missing something in your setup. Because you can overlook this, because this is the ground bait. So ground bait is not needed. I got it already a couple of times that I think, damn, I cannot cast. How is that possible? I think that you can have it too if you don't equip a bobber, for example. It's possible. The game is not going to help you or say it to you. So always remember that if you want to cast out and it's not working, most of the time you're missing something in your setup. Then another thing. So you're fishing on a peg. So I got here my rod stand out, I got my net out. You think by yourself, okay, let's go to the next peg. Most of the time you take your rod stand with you, but I already forgot like a million times my nets. So you come on the second peg, you want to start fishing here, you think by yourself, okay, let's get the rod stand out, let's do this. And you think, what the fuck? It's a bug. No, it's not a bug. Your rod stand is still on the previous peg. Don't run back, because they got the key here. So an arrow down, if you click on it, it's going to get automatically your equipment back in your inventory. So if I want to put this now out, it's possible. My net is still on the second, on the previous peg too, just the same. So you cannot put it out. You click here on the arrow, you do this, and the net is here. So don't start running back, because it's not needed in this game. Here it's not really a problem because it's very close, but sometimes I was already on the other end of the map and I thought by myself, fuck, I don't have my rod pot with me. Just click the arrow, it will go automatically to that location. I'm going to talk now about points, and I'm going to talk about experience too, because there is something in the game that you probably will overlook and don't realize yourself. So if you catch a fish and you throw the fish in the net, you will get points. And why are points important? Points are important to unlock your license for the second area and to do missions, to get very good missions. So you can get points by throwing this fish in the net, or you can get points by doing missions. So there is something very special here. So you guys can see I got here a tench. I got now 22 experience for this tench. If I throw this tench back in the water, I'm going to get minus points, but I'm going to get more experience. If I throw this tench in the net, I'm going to get points. So always remember that if you need to have points, don't throw your fish back in the water. So you can see it here. So I'm going to throw this fellow now in the net. So you see I got now 10,750 points. So if I throw him in the net, you can see here at the left, I get now plus 11 points. If I throw that in the water, those points were minus, but I get more experience. That's something that you need to know. You can test it yourself. I did it now a couple of times, and it works like that. So what can you do with points? So you can get a license. I already told you guys that for the second area, you normally only need to do that once. So you can just buy the license here. But they are the most important for the lady with the missions, because I'm going to talk about the missions. The missions are very important because you can get a lot of experience from it, and you're already doing something, but you need to watch a little bit what kind of missions that you are taking. The problem is if you go very specific to a certain species, I would never do that. Or you need to have a very good method to get them really quick. I would never go for species to catch one by one. I would always go for kilograms, because that's in my opinion the easiest one too. That you can just fish around, don't bother with the species, don't bother with the amount of the species. So what can you do here? So you got a lady, she's running around, and she got 6 not visible quests. So I'm going to do now this. So you can delete it, and to delete this one, because I don't like this mission. So I'm going to talk first what can you see on the mission. So I already took this one. It's going to give 700 points. It's going to give 800 silver coins. That's really cool. And 400 experience. So it's a very good source to get points, coins, and experience. But the problem is, you can see here, catch 2 kilograms of fish of a species bullhead, catch fish within 3 hours. By the way, 3 hours real life. This is something, it's not that hard, but I don't want to do this. For example, I don't know how I need to get the bullhead, so it's not good. Then you're going to get a chance to delete it, but you will use your points for that. So therefore, points are very important, that you can get a specific good mission. So you just delete it. And now we got back this. So I'm going to click now here. Now you can see catch 5 kilograms of fish of species height within 3 hours. It's once again very hard, this one, because you need to know the height. So I don't like this either. But these are good missions, by the way. Always go for the kilogram ones, like I said. Never goes for catch 50 fish in an amount of time. Why I'm saying that? Because you get more money for bigger fish and experience too. So if you start fishing, let's say for bleak, to get 50 fish in a certain amount of time, first of all, you will lose a lot of money because the fish are a lot smaller. And it takes most of the time a lot longer too. So always try to go for the kilograms. I think they are the fastest, and you will get more money from the fish because the fish is a lot bigger. So you can see here, this is very easy. Catch 5 kilograms of fish. If I go now to the tench area, I only need to catch 2 of them. If here was like, for example, catch 10 species in a certain time, it took me a lot longer. That's what I want to say. So this is not good. So it's going to cost me 250 again. So let's have a look to this one. So catch 4 species of crucian carp within 3 hours. Something that I don't like a lot either. So let's get this. So you can already see that you need a lot of points to get rid of the bad ones. Catch 3 fish of species sender within 3 hours. This is not so bad because it's not that much that you need to catch, but I'm going to do this. Here is a perfect example for a mission that I would never do. So here you can see it. 40 species. It's going to take way too much. So you need to understand, so the highest kilogram is 100 kilogram. So for example, you go for tench. Tench can go to 2 to 2.5 kilogram. So yeah, that on tench it works really well, I need to say, because 40 multiplied 2.5 is 100 kilogram. So if you go on tench and you get 40 of them, it's going to be a little bit the same than 100 kilogram, but it only works with tench. If you go for bleak and roach, this will yield you a lot less of kilogram than if you go for tench or higher, because you can go, for example, with the catfish too, 100 kilogram, and then it only takes you 5 to 6 fish. So therefore it's always, I think, better to go for kilograms. So this is not good. I'm going to delete this. Let me have a look. 6 kilogram, I would do this because it's very easy. It only takes like, yeah, but it's common carp, of course. Not good. Here, this one. This is the 101 that I would never do. In not 1 million years. Because it takes way too much time for the reward. Yeah, it does not want to come. I want to get like a 50 kilogram. It's only... And you can already see I spent a lot. 2 kilogram roach. Once again, something that I don't like. No. It seems that he put a lot of new missions in with just catch fish pieces and kilogram. In the past, here, this is one that I would take. So you can see you get a lot of more points for this one, and it's very easy to do. So what do you need to do is you just need to catch on the starting area 20 tench, and you will get this, and it will go really fast. So this is the one that I'm going to keep. So you need to have a lot of points to do this. So that was a little bit the mission, the experience, and the points system. What you need to watch. I'm going to talk now about the tent, because the tent is something very special. I know you can find it in the in-game tutorial too, but I'm going to put it in too. So what do you need to do? For example, you don't like to fish at the night. So you can put the tent out and you can forward the time to 8 hours maximum. There are smaller forward times too in it. So you just need to push T, then you need to push E, and then you can see you can sleep for 1 hour, 3 hours, or 8 hours. So it's just to... I do it a lot of times during the night, putting a tent on, but that's not all. A tent works a little bit like safe location. So if I go now out of the game and I'm coming back into the game, I will come always to this location. So for example, you're exploring and you are just going around in an area. That's something that I do a lot. And you want to stop fishing for the day. Put your tent out and just log out. The next day you will start at the same location. So that's very important that you know that. And to skip the time. So I'm going to skip now the time. So you do this, 8 hours. It's still going to be, 5 a.m. So it's still going to be dark, I think. But that's how you need to do it. So you just need to wait a little bit. He's sleeping. And then... it takes some time. I'm not sure why it needs to take that long, to be honest. I hear my beeps on my... I hear the beeps going on my bottom rod. So now you can see it's now 5 a.m. in the morning. You just need to push T again if you want to get rid of your tent. Your tent is, by the way... yeah, you cannot see it this well, but it's the backpack. So if you put it out, you will see that your backpack is getting away. So if you were wondering why this guy got always a backpack, I thought that at the start why he's running around with the backpack the entire time. It's the tent. That's really cool, Don, I need to say. But that was it for the tent. I'm going to talk now about the equipment and some things that you need to know. So in this game, you got at the moment 3 kind of fishing mechanics. That's bottom setup, that is a float setup, and that is a spinning setup. But in this game you can do something very special. So you can use some rods for other fishing mechanics. So you can see here, this is a float setup, but if I click now here, I can make it a spinning rod or a feeder rod. So be sure that you know that. Another thing that you can do, you can put a light stick on your rod that you can see better at the night. So you can put this here. So now I put it on blue, and you will see if we go back to the game, here I got now a blue light stick. So you will not use that much what I just showed you guys here with changing certain rods to other fishing mechanics, because you can simply buy them. It's not that hard to get money in this game, but I want to show you guys that. Another thing, and this is more important, so you can repair equipment in this game too. So if you click once again on one of the pieces, you can see here repair. So in this game, gear get damaged. You can see it here on the green circle around your gear, and here you can just repair it. The item is repaired. That's how you need to repair. If you want to go to your reel, the reel is not damaged at the moment. That's good. Line you cannot repair, if I'm not mistaken, so you need to buy new line. That's normal that you cannot do that. But there is something very important. So a hook can get damaged too. And I didn't play the game for 1 week, I need to say that, but I know that if a hook is damaged, there is a mechanic in the game that you can lose it. If that mechanic is not anymore in the game, yeah, don't bother with what I'm saying now. But you can lose fish because the quality of your hook is not good anymore, and it starts really quick. Even at green, yellow, you will get it already. So this is something before you go to start fishing. Always repair the hook. Always. It's very cheap, but if you lose a fish by it, it's not that fun. So do this, repair it, and then start fishing. Always watch this very carefully, so that this is always at the highest durability. The last part of the video, because I think that I said everything. So yeah, the setups that you can have. So you got a float setup, you got a spinning setup, and you got a bottom setup. But like I said in the previous part, you can change that. So this is the spinning setup. So at the moment, this is a spinning setup. So what do you need to get on a spinning setup? Just a line, a reel, and you need to get one of the baits on it. So in this game you got soft plastics, you got hard plastics, and you got waterproof. This is the top water one. So what can you see on the lure? So you click on it, you just see the length, you see the weight, and this is something that they got in the game. I'm not really a fan of it, but here they say the kilogram, what kind of fish and kilograms is going to bite on it, between 0 and 4 kilograms. So that's a very big range of fish that can bite on it. I'm not sure why that is in the game. I would like the lot that they work with the hooks, but that's what we got at the moment. You see it everywhere. So don't look for a hook size, because that's simply not in the game. So that's what you do. What do you need to do with spin fishing? Of course, you need a spin fish. Yeah, I clicked wrong. So let's do it like this. So at the moment, there is no indicator for the presentation, but we got now at the right, we got this. So you can click here if you like the aquarium, and then you just need to reel it in. You will not have an indicator. So you can try to do a twitching or something else, or a stop and go, but I don't know it's in the game. That's something that I don't know, but here you can do a stop and go. Reel, stop, reel, stop. So presentation wise, I don't know it. If you got a bite, you just strike and you get a fish. So that's spin fishing. Then the other setup that I got here, this is a float setup. So what do you need to have on a float setup? You need to have rod. You need to have a line, of course. You need to have a hook. This is something that I want to talk about, is that the bigger the hook, it's going to exclude small fish in this game. So that's how it works. So how does it work for people that never played fishing games? So the 2 is the biggest hook at the moment in the game. So it's a system that you need to adapt to, but if you fish, you know that. So I think at the moment the 18 hook, this one is the smallest one, and the 2 hook is the biggest one. I think you can see it visual too. Yeah, you can see it visual. So you can see that the 2 one is the biggest one. So remember that if you want to go for big fish, just get the 2 on and you're ready to go. In the future, I expect that we will go to the 1.0, and the 1.0s, they work the way around. So the 1.0 is the smallest, and an 18.0 or 20.0 is the biggest. So remember that if it comes into the game. So you got the hook on, then you got a live bait on it. I would suggest this is something special. I think if the quality is higher, because the quality goes down on bait. So it's not that you buy 100 baits and every time that you got a fish, one goes away. It's a quality system that goes down. And I think if the quality is lower, you got less bites. So you get at some point something that looks like this. So be sure that you always delete the ones that you don't use really quick. So click on it, just take here delete and get rid of it. Otherwise it's so... this system is really bad in this game. He need to find a solution for this system because it's really bad. So you can see it's not that easy. You can click here, but still it's not easy. Because he works with a quality system. He can choose to make it a little bit better to view it, or he can just remove it and just work with 100 baits and get rid of it. If you get a fish, you got 99 and so on and so on. But this is a system that I don't like. Because first of all, it's very hard to see how many good that you got. And second of all, you need to delete the entire time shit out of your inventory. But that's how it works. So the higher the quality, the better the bite, I think. But I'm not sure. I think it works like that because I know in the past, if the quality was low, the bite was very low too, but I don't know that because it depends on a lot of factors, the day of the time, the weather and all that stuff too. So I'm not sure, but I think it works like that. So that's a bobber. You can, of course, put it higher, the leader higher or lower. So what does that mean? Very simple. The line under your bobber. So now I'm fishing at 20 0. Was it? Yeah, 0.2 meters. That's 20 centimeters under the surface. If you go for bottom feeder fish, you need to go, of course, a lot deeper. And then the last one is the bottom setup. So that's this one. So you need to have a bottom rod. You need to have a reel. A line, of course. Then you need to get a basket, and then you can use ground bait. What is ground bait going to do? It's not going to get you bigger fish. It's just going to attract more fish to the area that you throw the ground bait out. Then the hook again, and then you can just put a bait on it once again. So in this game, you need to watch your setup too, because it works. So you got, if you click on an item, you see that the strength is 6.82. It even goes down if you don't repair it. Here we go. So if you buy it new, you can see it's 8 kilogram. That's what, if something pulls on your rod, it can endure 8 kilograms. So you always need to be under it. Then you go to your reel, you got this setting here too. So this is 10 kilogram. And your line always need to be the weakest link. If you break something, that you don't break your rod or your reel. So always be sure that you make a balanced setup. So I got 8.2. It's under my rod. It's a little bit above my reel, but it's not really a problem. So be sure that you make a balanced setup with the line, the weakest link. So that was it, guys. It was a long video. I think that I put most of the things in it. Thanks for watching. If you play the game next Thursday in early access, enjoy it. It's a decent fishing game already. You have a lot of fun. There are still some things that need to improve in this game. In the future, I'm sure we are going to get a lot of more content. This is just a start. Thanks for watching. Have fun. Bye-bye.